Namaskar. How are you? Hope you are fit and fine and taking good care of yourselves. Well, if I asked you to name the things that you use while taking bath, I'm sure you will say bucket, mug, soap, water, etc. As all these things are useful to us while taking bath, these are resources. Similarly, when we drink water when we feel thirsty, switch on the fan when we feel hot in summers, use rickshaw or auto rickshaw for coming to school, use textbook for studies, all these are resources. In this session, we shall be taking up the first chapter of your geography book, Resources. Can you tell me what is common in all the examples that we just talked about? All these things are used by you and have utility. So, we can say that resources are all those things that have utility or usability. The utility or usability of a resource adds value to it. Now, let's try to understand what is value. Value means worth. Some resources have economic value, some do not. It means for some resources we have to pay if we want to use them, whereas for others we don't have to pay for. For example, metals have an economic value whenever we want to buy gold, silver, aluminium, iron, we pay money for that, whereas we don't have to pay for enjoying the sight of mountains, rivers, waterfalls, etc. But both are important and satisfy human needs. Some resources can become economical with time. For example, if we catch cold or cough, it may be the case that your grandma or mom prepare a concoction of some herbs and give it to you so that you get well soon. This concoction or kadha may not have commercial value for you today, but if it is patented and sold by a medical firm, it becomes economically valuable as the other people have to pay for it if they want to buy it. What is a patent? A patent is right granted to a firm or person for an idea, invention, product or design which provides protection against others stealing the idea. In case any firm, company or person want to use the idea, invention, product or design, they have to seek permission from the patent holder. If you have an idea or have invented something that can be of use to society, you can get a patent for it. But it should be unique and your own idea and not the copied one. Time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources. Both are related to the needs of the people. People themselves are the most important resource. It is their ideas, knowledge, inventions, and discoveries that lead to the creation of more resources. Each discovery or invention leads to many other resources. The discovery of fire led to the practice of cooking and other processes while the technology to create hydroelectricity has turned energy in fast flowing water into an important resource. Thus, technology helps in changing a substance into resource. What is technology? Technology is the application of latest knowledge and skill in doing or making things. Read the list that is being shown on your TV screen and name the resources that are regarded as having no commercial value. That is, the resources for which we are not paying any money. The resources given in the list are cotton cloth, iron ore, intelligence, medicinal plants, medical knowledge, coal deposits, beautiful scenery, agricultural land, clean environment, old folk songs, good weather, resourcefulness, a good singing voice, grandmother's home remedies, affection from friends and family. Now we will talk about types of resources. Resources are generally classified into natural resource, human resource, man-made resource. Natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. The air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals, all are examples of natural resources. Many of these resources are free gifts of nature and can be used directly. Whereas in some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use a natural resource in the best possible way. Natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected much by human activities. For example, solar and wind energy. Yet, careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil, and forests can affect their stock. Here, stock refers to the amount of resources available for use. For example, water seems to be an unlimited renewable resource, but shortage and drying up of natural water sources is a major problem in many parts of the world today. Can you tell the reasons for this? Non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to renew or replenish them. Some examples of non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum, and natural gas. The distribution of natural resources depends upon a number of physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. The distribution of resources is unequal on Earth because the above mentioned factors differ so much over the earth. The second type of resources are human-made resources. Sometimes natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. To make bridges, roads, railway lines, vehicles are some examples of human-made resources. Technology is also an important human-made resource. So what are human-made resources? All those resources that humans create or made by using natural resources are human-made resources. Just imagine, was it possible to attain the level of development where we are today if humans would not have used natural resources to create or make resources? Certainly not, because it is the human resource who has developed the natural resources to create more resources that has made our lives so comfortable. Thus, humans are an important resource. Human resource refers to the number and abilities of the people. Though there are differing views regarding considering humans as a resource, we cannot deny the fact that it is the skill of human that has helped in transferring the physical material into a valuable resource. It is the people who make best use of nature to create more resources, but this they can do if they have knowledge, skill, and the technology to do so. Thus, human beings are a very special resource. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Now, what is skill development? It means developing the skills that enable a person to do a task well. Skill development helps a person to achieve his goals as well as in employment. Look at these pictures showing people engaged in different tasks like weaving of chair, making of statues, working on computer and construction of bridges. So, weaving of chair, making of statues, knowledge of computers and construction of bridges, all these are skills. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has also taken an initiative for skill development called Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. You can also find out and make a list of skills which come under skill development. Now, think and answer the questions that are being shown on your TV screen. Name the human-made resources that are found around you. Your second question is, discuss the role of education, knowledge, and technology in creating resources. Question 3 is, what are the steps taken by government of a country for human resource development? Resource conservation. Just imagine a situation without food, water, electricity, and petrol in future. What would happen? Certainly, we will be in trouble without all of these. Hence, it is important to use the available resources carefully and wisely. Only then we will be able to conserve them. What is resource conservation? Resource conservation refers to using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed. The future of planet Earth and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that nature provides. And for this, we have to ensure sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, the needs of the future generations are also taken care of. There are many ways for conserving resources. Each person can contribute by reducing the consumption, recycling, and reusing things. We all have to be careful that we use the resources economically, and unmindful utilization has to be stopped. Small efforts from our side can make a big difference. Each one of us needs to mend our habits regarding resource utilization and reflect on as to what we can do in this regard. As far as I am concerned, I have decided that I will always be careful that electricity is not wasted in my house. I will always switch off the lights, fans, and other electrical appliances whenever they are not required. Now, it's your turn to think that what you can do for conserving the resources. Just now, we talked about sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Balancing the need to use resources and conserving them for the future is called sustainable development. Some principles of sustainable development are respect and care for all forms of life, improve the quality of human life, conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, minimize the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitude and practices towards the environment, enable communities to take care for their own environment. Thus, the principles of sustainable development focus on maintaining a balance between developmental activities for the benefits of people and environmental protection so that future generations can also benefit from it. It is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. The diversity of life on the earth is conserved. The damage to natural environment system is minimized. Taking care of our environment is also our duty. Only then we can think of clean and green India. Students, some questions are being shown on the TV screen. Let's try to answer these questions. Resource conservation refers to careful utilization of resources, non-utilization of resources, careful utilization of resources, and giving them time to get renewed. The right answer is resource conservation refers to careful utilization of resources and giving them time to get renewed. People become a valuable human resource when they are educated, healthy, educated and healthy. The right answer is people become a valuable human resource when they are educated and healthy. Third question is non-renewable resources are wind, coal and petroleum, water, wind and coal, coal, petroleum and minerals. The right answer is non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum and minerals. Your father has brought fruits and vegetables from market and asked you to wash the fruits and vegetables properly. How will you do it? Run the tap and wash the fruits and vegetables? Fill a large utensil or bucket with water and wash fruits and vegetables in it? Fill a large utensil or bucket with water, wash fruits and vegetables in it, and later utilize this water either for watering the plants or for household cleaning. The right answer is fill a large utensil or bucket with water, wash fruits and vegetables in it, and later utilize this water either for watering the plants or for household cleaning. This will help us to conserve water. And now, questions for you. रहीमन पानी राखिए, बिन पानी सब सून, पानी गए न उबरे, मोती मानुस चून. These lines were written by the poet Abdur Rahim Khan Khana, one of the 9 gems of Akbar's court. What kind of resource is the poet referring to? What would happen if this resource disappear? Write your views on it. Name some renewable resources and find out how the careless use of some renewable resources can affect their stock. Today we talked about what are resources, types of resources, resource conservation, sustainable development and principles of sustainable development. I hope by now you must have understood that resources are the priceless gifts of nature and we all need to use them wisely and mindfully. It is our moral responsibility to use resources wisely as our existence on this planet will be endangered if timely actions are not taken. It would be great if you discuss it with your parents, friends, or with your loved ones as to how you can contribute towards resource conservation, as together we can make a lot of difference. That's all for today. Be happy and take care of yourselves. Namaskar.